Hey everyone, Dr. Russo here, just to give a little bit of a wrap up for the week 3 forum. Had a chance to read most of all, if not all of your forums, and a lot of them are very interesting. And it looks like a lot of you were surprised about what you learned for some of the articles that I had posted in the resources as a topic for this week's forum. In particular, the effects of strength training, resistance training on the cardiovascular system. And it's so funny because, I go to the gym and people will say, oh, I'm going to do my cardio. And I'll kind of look at them and say, oh, yeah, you sure? You're doing your cardio. And I'll kind of just have that look on my face and they'll say, what do you think? What are you talking about? And I'm like, well, and then sometimes I'll mention it to them about, what really is effective cardiovascular workout. Because as you read about this week, just doing steady, low intensity, continuous exercise, for instance, jogging, running, swimming, cycling, and so forth at a modest pace is not always the best type of cardiovascular exercise, and for a number of reasons, which I actually talk about in my wrap-up post. I gave more detail about this, so if you have a chance, you can read about it. But essentially, it's a really, like as Dr. Doug McGuff said, it's a complete paradigm shift in exercise. We always thought that strength training wasn't that healthy for heart patients and blood pressure patients, but what we're finding out is that it is. And a lot of you, in your comments in your post said, hey, you know what? That's what I thought about all the time. I always thought it was much more effective. And so anyway, if you have a chance, read my wrap-up post for the week and how I explain a little bit more about why the strength training is actually very, very beneficial for the heart in the cardiovascular system, in the coronary circulation in particular. Because there's some special facets of the coronary circulation and the heart in itself that don't lend itself to adapting optimally to aerobic endurance type training. That's not to say that endurance type training is a good way to train, because it does, and I also mentioned this in my wrap-up post, it's very, very beneficial for the muscles in the whole body and the whole body's metabolism, because muscle that's been worked at a continuous level for a long time will tend to deplete its glycogen stores, and what that does is that kind of acts as a sink for excess glucose in the bloodstream. One of the benefits of exercise, especially in diabetic type patients, is it helps stabilize blood glucose levels. And I'll get more about this hopefully during the rest of the class, is that one of the key facets to remaining healthy is to keep your blood glucose levels as low, on the low end of normal as possible, because what that does is that subsequently helps maintain blood insulin levels low. And it's been shown in numerous studies that hyperinsulinemia, or chronically high insulin, which is a hormone secreted from the pancreas, as many of you may be aware of already. It's an anabolic hormone, and high levels of insulin chronically, not just after a meal, but between meals, can lead to a whole host of metabolic issues, and even to obesity and so forth, and other problems. So that's a benefit of endurance training. It may not be as beneficial for the heart and cardiovascular system, but for the muscles, it's very, very good. So the bottom line is just to kind of keep your workouts varied and try to maintain both types of training in your workouts. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this week. And so if you have any questions about anything, just feel free to send me an email about it, and I'll be happy to answer. And I look forward to reading all the rest of your posts for this week, and also for next week's forum as well. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, and later.